Hello everyone, I'm Noel Lennon.
I'm Green Giant.
And welcome to a brand new movie commentary, Shaun of the Dead. This is actually going to be part of a new series we're doing where we're going to be...
Oh, really?
Yeah, where we're going to be looking at all the Blood and Ice Cream, looking at the whole Blood and Ice Cream trilogy, which consists of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz and The World's End.
It does indeed.
And today we're starting with Shaun of the Dead, which is directed by Edgar Wright and written by Edgar Wright and Shaun... I'm going to call him Shaun then, and Simon Pegg, as are all of the Cornettos films. Now, this film means a lot to me personally, but we can talk about kind of subjective opinions later. Right away, I just want to say this film is fucking awesome, and that's an objective fact.
I second that.
Yeah. This is probably the first zombie film I saw, actually, I've ever seen. Can I just say I love this opening?
Yes. We're going to be using those words a lot.
Yeah. Now this, just before we start, this is how you introduce characters. Watch this. You see one character in the frame. Mm-hmm. Wait for it. When this... Now you have two. There's two in the frame now. Now we've been introduced to Liz and Shaun. And I honestly think this is one of the best intros to a film ever. You learn a lot about the characters. There you go. Three. Three in the frame.
Yeah.
You learn a lot about the characters, and you get some good cinematography. The way the frame's set up, Ed is coming between them. See?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Now, one of the reasons why I like this, besides the fact that it has brilliant cinematography and direction, is it's one of the funniest films I have ever seen.
Uh-huh.
With some flawless dialogue sometimes in some scenes.
Yep.
For example, the scene like... Oh, actually, I'll just point them out as they come up. There you go. Another two characters. That's four. But that's how you introduce characters. Also, it gives the illusion that they're not there, because they're just kind of thrown to the side and don't say anything. A lot of these actors we see in these films are British comedians. Like, we see... what's his name? Dermot Moore... Forgot his name. Yeah, him.
Dylan Moran.
Dylan Moran, that's it, sorry.
I only noticed who he was recently.
Yeah.
I had noticed and I watched it again last weekend. It's like, fucking hell!
Yeah, because as people might know, he is Bernard Black from Black Books.
Yes.
Also, Fran is in this, and I'll point him out as she
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I hadn't noticed it at all.
Yeah. Now, actually...
Bloody Sarah did. That fucking
there's
annoyed me.
there's so many things to point out. That thing that he doesn't catch the hog lumps is something I pointed out to you, and I'll point it out again later. Fuck it, I'll just do it now. When he catches... See, he doesn't catch the hog lumps there, but he catches them later.
Yeah.
When he's stepping up. And it's a nice bit of subtle character development, and I really love that. There's so much to talk about, because there's so much love gone into it, and I really feel like... Okay, do you want to talk about Ed quick? Because I want to get through all of this, but I want to dedicate this section to Ed quick.
Okay, fine.
Ed, I think, played by Nick Frost, rather brilliantly.
Yes.
He plays a similar role to his character from Spaced, Mike, he's the character Mike in Spaced, who's pretty much, they have the same kind of role with their best friend. So I just kind of say I love this opening title sequence. I Monster by the Blue Wrath. This song it fits so well. There's so much to like. That character, that zombie there, that's a zombie we're going to be. So that character there's a zombie we see later. All of these characters you see are zombies you see later. So nice bit. Oh, there's so much to talk about. That one in the blue hoodie is the one that bites Philip. Do you know all this, or you just?
Yeah. No, okay. I do know most of this. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously that's kid you see later. I like the way he's doing it in beats to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
It's a very nice match. It's awesome.
Okay, I was talking about Ed. The thing about Ed is he's a really unlikable character, but I really think Nick Frost plays him in such a way that makes him likable. Mm-hmm. And I really, really love that. It shows how good Nick Frost is, how good an actor he actually is if he can do it. I love that the bong goes on the floor, by the way, for no reason.
Why not?
Yeah. Now, let's talk about Simon Pegg's performance, and then we can go into... I want to go into the real meat of the filmmaking in this, because this is one of the films where I can analyse it for hours. Mm-hmm. Simon Pegg, pretty much... His performance is pretty much flawless. There's no scenes where he's bad.
No.
And the scene later on where he has to shoot his mum is heartbreaking. That's perfect framing, by the way. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
These editing things are amazing because it makes a mundane task like making tea and toast look so exciting.
Yes.
And that was actually one of the reasons they did that, because they said we can either just have him making the toast now while he's having that conversation, or we could spice it up a bit and do it a bit differently. So they did it differently.
Right.
Peter Serafinowicz, who's another kind of well-known British kind of comedy person. People might know he also voiced Darth Maul in the first Star Wars film.
Well, I do.
He said about 3 lines. But yeah, he's pretty much most well known for that and this, and that's pretty much it.
Huh.
He just mentioned Tekken 2, which is a great fighting game, I'd like to point that out. But I like these quick cuts between the two of them. It really ramps up the tension. It feels like while these two are friends, there's definite source of tension between them. And the fact that it cuts straight to Ed, I think, is really awesome. I like the cinematography is really good here. I like the fact that they establish a direct relationship between the characters and the TV, because if you just saw then, Ed and Shaun were reflected in the TV. So it's not just like they just put that in after an edit.
No.
They filmed that deliberately to make them a more relationship. That music in the background, he's playing Time Splitters 2, by the way, which is a game that me and you played.
Yeah, I noticed that when I watched it again.
Pretty fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Time Splitters 2 is a really fun game. Everyone can play it. We might do it for Minimum Incomes Versus one day if we can get it to work. The soundtrack is not actually part of Time Splitters 2. They put that in. I love that. I'm a prick. I like how cheeky Ed is. He can be a bit of a prick, but he has really funny moments. This is I think this is Edgar Wright's first film he's directed. But him and Simon Pegg started with Spaced, which I mentioned earlier, which is a TV show. It's a really good TV show, and I suggest everyone should check that out. The TV show, there's an episode called R, if you haven't seen it.
No, I haven't.
It's about Simon Pegg's character, Tim, getting high and playing Resident Evil 2. He starts to see zombies everywhere, which inspired this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really nice touch. And he uses a lot of the stuff he uses in the scene where he sees the zombies. You see here, like there's a tracking shot, which is this genius bit of cinematography, all one take, all perfectly choreographed, done very much like you can feel the rhythm of it all.
Yeah.
There's so much I love about this. It's like there's so much detail.
Yeah, and also you got to revisit this shot later.
Yeah,
it's just awesome.
This shot's revisited, and you see, like he does trip over that again the second time, but it's not so much an awkward stumble. It's more he's doing it out of habit later.
I know.
But everything here, like there's little touches. Like there's a really really nice one in a minute that's coming up in a couple of seconds. Right, you see now when he goes into the fridge, he picks up normal Coke. Later on, he picks Diet. See, that guy in the background is zombie. We'll see later. The one with one arm. The actor has one arm. But it is his right arm that is missing, not his left. Which the zombie's missing his left arm. And something. I'm literally buzzing with information right now.
See him later.
Huh?
See him later.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's Craft Nation. The music there. What I like about the framing of that is all the performances of the actors as well. They all look very zombie-like. They all look very bored. It's kind of like zombies have always been used as metaphors in films, and in this film they're used as a way to represent the working life, for just normal working life going to and fro. And Shaun has to rise above that to not become one of the undead. That kid there is. So I just love that guy. He is the son of I think he's Timothy Spall's son, who played Peter Pettigrew in Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who he is. So I just love this guy. This, by the way, that he threw his pen lid.
Yep.
That was improvised, and they kept it in. He's
nice.
supposed to just keep doing that and do it harder and harder to show intensity. But they thought it was much funnier if they do it, and his pen lid goes off to show that he's more of a loser. He's only 9 years older than me. That's creep. How old are you? Not 17. Let's talk about something else. Something else I want to talk about is Edgar Wright's use of visual comedy, and perfectly timed sound effects like that. You have to remember, American comedy, especially around the time this film was released, like 2004, American comedy relied on dialogue, not the use of film as a sound and visual narrative device to get across comedy. Like filmmaking in comedy films, for example, is very, very by the numbers and boring. Now look at the way that tracked in to show his boredom.
Mm-hmm.
The use of visual comedy is amazing, and sound effects is amazing. Like, look at the way when he turns on his heel here. Listen to the sound effect. Hear the sound just build up in the background there?
Yep.
That's to show them a bit of attention. Also, can I just say, Bill Nye's performance is amazing, and the way he turns on his heel there is fucking hilarious. It's just so much about his character. What I love about Philip's character is I'm going to call him Phil there.
It's okay. You won't mind.
You can tell that he does care about Shaun. That's how multi-layered the character is. You can tell he cares about Shaun, but the first time you watch this, it feels like he hates him. By the way, that shot is amazing. Perfectly timed with the truck going past. You see, like social sound effects there used to try and... Okay, this is a bit of visual comedy here. When the phone comes in, you don't really see that where things enter the frame like that. Mm-hmm. And you see it. You'll see that used a lot in the Cornetto films, which we'll talk about as we go through.
Yep.
This bit here, where he puts the phone. I love that smile he does. This is actually quite a relatively cheap film compared to World's End, which apparently had quite a big budget. This had a really small budget.
Okay.
The zombie films don't really need a big budget. It mostly relies on, like, this film relies on clever film technique. It doesn't use flashy effect. I think there's one CG effect in this entire film.
Right.
When he shoots Pete at the end. That.
Okay.
And the effect in the eyes, you know when he runs that zombie over? Mm-hmm. That's 2 visual effects this entire film. The rest of it is all practical.
Okay, that's awesome.
Which I do love. That framing there is really good. Again, showing the relationship between the two things. Mm-hmm. They could just kept cutting between the two. I'm not really saying it to you. I'm more saying it to people listening because I know you've heard this all before.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm just saying it to you redundantly.
Okay.
I've talked for a bit. Is there something you want to say about when you first saw this film? I think we should start doing personal experience now.
Okay.
Sorry, one more thing, literally before you say that, and I'll shut up for a second. Now, see, this person he's going to bump into in a second. This person that just actually made me jump. Do you remember her from Black Books? Fran goes and meets up with her when she's trying to relax, or something like that. I can't remember what the episode was about.
I can't remember.
That's her.
Okay.
Yeah, and she is Daisy from Spaced. She is the other main character from Spaced. So. Yeah. Okay. You can talk now.
Yeah, when I first saw this, when would it have been now? 5 years ago?
Really?
Maybe something like that. Yeah. I saw it fairly late in, I think.
I remember the trailer for this actually. It showed the bit that I remember specifically from the trailer is the bit where he gets the gun out and goes to phone and goes like that. I remember that from the trailer, the first time it was ever on. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I liked it then, but I wasn't massively into it. I think I probably about 2 years ago I must have
got massively into it.
Revisited it and yeah, just love it since then, really, I think.
I adored this film from the first moment I watched it. I watched it about 2007, actually.
Okay.
And I adored it. I mean, by the way, white stripes tab in the back there. Can you see it? It's a nice touch. I adored it, and I think it's, like I said, I think I said at the beginning, it was the first zombie film I ever watched. The first horror comedy I'd ever seen, and I actually cried laughing at the bit later on when he jumps over the fence. I had to pause it and stop because I was having trouble breathing from the laughing. But it's one of the films that I will forever put in my top 10 favourite films of all time. How much I love this film.
Yeah, it's always a film I'd go and show someone.
Yeah, I love that in the background. Just I love this editing.
Yeah. Is awesome and is something I want to copy and steal at some point.
See that pizza guy in the background? We see him a bit later as well. For some reason he's back at this flat with no pizza. And again, remember I was talking about that character development earlier? This is another example of it. Right now, Shaun tries to climb into the apartment so he can go and talk to Liz.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, he does it and makes it. Now that is how you write a character. You do it subtly. And Simon Pegg, like him getting rid of the jacket, also shows that character development, where he's not covering himself or hiding himself, when he's just doing what he's going to be confident. I love this. No, I don't fucking want to. I think I really love in this scene. You're gonna hear this. A lot of people get used to it.
Yeah.
When Liz goes into that. I love that. Like this scene. When he's trying to talk to Liz, have you noticed how David just hangs around in the background there?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like a little shadow, and he keeps interjecting. And the way he's looking really smugly at him.
Yeah.
Also, it's a really. I'm gonna stop talking in a minute. You can carry on.
Okay.
There's a nice touch in a minute when he when he calls David a. He goes, "Get fucked for us." Yeah, look. Notice how David takes his glasses off when he says it. Every time he calls him Four Eyes, he takes his glasses off, which is a really nice touch. Like he knows he's going to say it. Okay, you can say some stuff now. What you like about this film?
I don't know, just how clever it is, and just different. Like I said, the whole cinematography things that he uses and editing. Its own sort of style, which I really like. Like I said, I want to try and use in some things myself. Not steal, but just...
But emulate, homage.
Yeah.
That's another thing I like.
It's different because you haven't really seen it before this. I think some of the things that are done in this...
You're my friend and I'm really sorry, but I just have to say, there's another thing I really like about this film are the homages to other films. But carry on.
No, go ahead.
I point them out as they come up.
Uh-huh, okay. I'll completely thrown off my trail of thought now.
You're talking about what you liked about the
film. Shit, what else? I'll do it as it comes up, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. I think I remember reading somewhere that this scene here was the first film they filmed.
All right.
When him and Liz are talking to each other. I don't know if I'm remembering that right though. I love this. It just starts raining as he goes outside. See, visual comedy. This is also the same shot they use later on when they're actually going to go into the Winchester. They use this shot a few times, which is pretty cool.
No, yeah, I like that. Just keep using the same shots so it still feels familiar, and you get the sense of change.
It's like they've built up the place now, and then they can use stuff later with it.
Wasn't this also improvised in a minute?
Sorry?
Wasn't this also improvised in a minute?
Oh yeah, the monkey bit, yeah. They had it written in that he was going to do the monkey thing, but not what he was going to do. Oh no, that's right, you mean the bit in a minute?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Oh, Christ, people, the outtakes in this film are fucking hysterically funny. Especially this scene, when Nick Frost just improvised. I love this joke. I remember when my brother broke up with his first girlfriend, I played this just to piss him off. He got really as you would, he got really fucked off.
I had to sing one about that song for one of my drama things I did once, and all I could think of was it.
Right, hear what he says there? He just described the film's plot to you.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, it's just so clever, so cleverly written.
Yeah, you can come back and find things.
Yeah, it's one of the films you can come back to endlessly, I find, and you can literally just there's so much in the film, little things and little jokes and like little details.
I
love that. Right, hear what he said, surrounded by women. Remember, he's surrounded by women later when he's getting eaten.
Okay.
Another little thing. Yeah, this Yeah, this dialogue he changes all the time. Like for some reason he'll just go "Rugby old twat." He's doing it. I just love that. Big Al. I think there was a rumour, I remember when World's End was coming out, that they wanted to call one of the pubs the Winchesters. Like, fans were saying, what are they going to call it that? It's like, people, you clearly don't realise that will completely eliminate the point of this place. Because it will just make the two connected. See, this is perfectly timed. I love that use of sound there where he hits it. It's like, boom, it's like a proper boom when he hits it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty... What zombie is that? Is that the zombie they see in a second?
Maybe, actually.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I love this bit of visual humour. Sorry, in the background there. And all the while I think of you. Jesus. That's actually a mannequin. And I don't know what she's eating. Apparently this is improvised, all of them doing all this bullshit down the street. This is a great shot. I love this. Why is there smoke in the background? This was in the trailer as well, remember this? This made me laugh so much when I first saw it. Oh, Electro. This is actually on the DVD. There's because obviously they have to alter it for when it's used on planes. And it looks like Nick is entering Simon anally here. This is one of the scenes they changed heavily. They changed it to funk, not fuck. I love it. They changed it to funky. It somehow becomes a bit weirder. I love this line that Nick says. In Peter Seraphim, it's really tall. He's really... I wouldn't expect him to be quite... I don't know if it's just the way it's framed or if he's actually that much taller than them.
Bit of both, probably.
I like the fact that he says we broke up with Liz, not I did. He says we. Here's another... See, he's foreshadowing. Ed's going to live in the shed at the end of the film.
Spoilers!
Yeah, spoilers! But he told you the movie a minute ago when they were in the Winchester. He told you the film. Oh, Simon looks really sad. That. Actually, ironically, this film came out the same year as the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Oh yeah, it didn't have to go out like 2 weeks later because people get confused with the names or something.
Yeah, the poor Americans would get confused.
Oh.
We're just kidding, people. We watch our fucking YouTube videos.
Nice.
See, he moans about the door being open. Literally the next day, it's open again. Actually, why is the door open at midnight? He just shut it. Does Ed go out in the night?
Maybe.
Okay, I don't know about that. I like this transition, by the way. We're going to see in a minute. Graphic match. It's cool for people in the know. I like that he's listening to that message that we heard earlier, and it's Ed's fault for not telling him.
Uh-huh.
That's what I mean. Like the thing about Ed is kind of a dick as a person.
Yeah, he should be, but it's like
if the performance just kind of makes him likeable. I love that he wrote "sort life out" on the thing. This track. That's a lovely transition. Apparently, do you know why it looks so similar? All they did to block out the lights was put black curtains on the outside.
Okay.
That's all they did.
Nice.
Sort life out. I love this shot. He just leaves. Hey, does he have to go to work, or does he not? Or is it the weekend? I don't really know because I don't know why he's still wearing his work uniform.
Yeah.
So this is the shot we saw earlier, completely redone. I like the zombies in the background there. It's a nice touch.
Yep.
You can actually see him right way down the other end of the street if you look closely. So he stumbles again there, but it's nowhere near as clumsy as the first time he does it.
He's now fucking mental.
Yeah. Who?
Guy running past.
Yeah, he's proper balling it down that street. I like how he doesn't notice any of this.
Mm.
I like the Bollywood music in the background. See, look, watch. He goes to pick up Coke. Remember, he does it the other way around. In the first scene, he goes to pick up Diet and picks up Coke.
Mm.
Oh, that sound, because I like that. He just implies he just slips into his blood. You can't even see it on the floor, I don't think.
No.
There's some scenes that I find really tense when I first watched it like that. I thought that Nelson was going to attack him, but I like the fact that he's just in the background. And the tension just builds. Like, you think he's going to get attacked, but he doesn't. The tension just completely builds until you first see a zombie.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people cosplay as Shaun. Especially Shaun, because his outfit is really easy to do. Just get a white polo shirt and just get a red tie.
It's not a polo shirt, but okay.
So what is it?
Just a standard button-up short sleeve shirt, but okay.
So yeah, I didn't mean polo shirt. What's the difference between a polo shirt then?
Polo shirt's sort of like a t-shirt, but...
Oh, is it?
It's like...
Tell me more.
I don't really have one.
Has he eaten his dog? Because I think that's what the empty collar is supposed to imply. See the zombie there? You see him just in the street there?
Mm-hmm.
The one-armed zombie? Nice touches. See, Edgar Wright is a genius. Actually, do you want to talk about how the fact he pulled out of Ant-Man recently? Yes, okay, that's worded horribly. Also, can I just say that this shot is amazing, where you can see Shaun still watching the TV. Again, keeps the relationship between the character and the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I disagree with Marvel kicking Edgar Wright off of Ant-Man. I think he should have he would have been really good at it, especially because he's been doing Ant-Man for 8 years, and he's finally pulled out of him.
I just remember that reading the headline on Sky News as Edgar Wright pulls out of Ant-Man. It was fucking.
Was it Sky or BBC?
Oh no, sorry, it was BBC because I was on my iPad. Yeah.
Here, the wait is it? There's a girl in the garden. In the garden, there's a girl. So wordplay. Get it?
Yeah.
Now this character Mary's we saw in the opening title sequence. She also got her own dedicated comic called "There's Something About Mary." Have you seen that film?
No.
You watched it, it's a funny film.
Okay.
It explains how she got bitten and how she ended up here. I like Simon's face there when he went down. He's like that. Now I like the slow build to this scene because you remember when that fat guy comes up, he's just there.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact this scene slowly builds up, then it just like throws you in the deep end.
Yeah.
There's a really funny in the commentary that Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright did when they were throwing the stuff at them. They kept throwing it at the guy because they didn't want to hurt her. That's why loads of things hit him in the face. There's Ed's catchphrase. 2 seconds. I remember hearing oh no, there's this digital effect as well, isn't there?
Oh
yeah, there's this one as well. I think this is probably the most extensive visual effect in the film. That's a really good shot, by the way. I love the fact that it's still got the thing that they're looking at in the foreground, but it's blurred out. But their reactions are what's important. It didn't really seem that bothered.
no.
Yeah, this visual effect. It's really nice, actually, even for 2004.
Yeah.
It's only simple, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's great.
I love this. See, this where this zombie just comes in. You don't really see that a lot in I think that's something that this film influences, the use of sound effects. You know, like doing that massive boom when a zombie just appears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good sort of mix of it.
I love this. There and back again. Go over. Say that. I love that. See, I love in the background if you see the door opens in the background. It's really nice. There's actually a really nice touch in the ending to this film. You know when they're watching the news and it talks about possibilities for why it's happened.
Yeah.
They say rage infected monkeys. That was the plot to 28 Days Later. Rage infected monkeys.
Right.
It's nice touch. I love this. But they just look up. That reaction is so fucking funny. There's actually a really funny story about when they were filming this, because the guy's actually got an arm off. He felt bad about saying that. And, oh, he's got an arm off. So he had to ask the guy whether he was okay with it. And apparently the guy always made loads of jokes anyway about the fact he had one arm.
Okay.
Like he used to, with the fake arm he had in the first thing, he used to try and shake hands with people. And he'd move away so it would get pulled off and scare the shit out of people. The man. As is the rule in most zombie films, you are not safe no matter where you go in. They will get in eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact they actually got a real newsreader to do that.
That's good.
I like that. This is a really nice bit of the soundtrack. I love it. I think the soundtrack's really strong in this film. It's got some lots of electric kind of influences. I love the fact, like this bit, see they're mostly aiming for him.
Yeah.
I wonder if this stuff, what this stuff was made of. Was it just stuff made to look like actual things they were throwing, or was it they're just really good at not showing their reactions?
It probably would have been lighter materials.
Yeah.
Like, not stage class, but, stuff you can break.
Oh, right in the face. You see that's the song I showed you earlier, Blue Monday.
Oh, okay.
That's what's funny is I didn't recognise most of this stuff, but now I've listened to all the records they say. I know that a lot of it's quite shit. No, Simon. Second Coming is terrible. I like that's a weird angle because he throws it goes up towards his face, but then hits him in the stomach.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's another interesting story about this. They had to do this for about an hour. This shot, where they hit the zombies.
Yeah.
Imagine how tired you'd be after doing that for an hour. It's just because they had to get it right. Like, not this. Yeah, this bit. You can even hear that they're hitting rubber by the sound it's actually making. Oh. Because they had to get it right, like the swing, because the blood had to go on. See, look, the blood on them.
Yeah.
The blood had to go on them properly. I love the way he's holding the mug. I'm just getting absorbed in this. I just do love watching it sometimes.
I think that's the main problem when you watch something good.
I do like the fact that a lot of these shots are just one take. You see, like this whole thing's like.
Yeah, it's a nice change. You can really sort of show off their acting.
Yeah, like the fact that like there's some scenes that are really heavily edited, like that scene earlier with Pete, but that one was all one kind of one take. She's engaged. Oh, that was quick. Oh, I like that he's drinking out the carton.
Yeah, a lot of them are held and just a lot of movement as opposed to cutting.
Yeah.
It's a nice change.
This is actually another homage in a minute when he goes, "We're coming to get you, Barbara." That's a line from Night of the Living Dead, the first ever zombie film, where he goes, "They're coming to get you, Barbara." What I like about Shaun's mum is you don't see her that often. I mean, like when you're going to see her for the first time in a minute, but she's already pretty likeable. Yeah. She's like quite doddering and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Has she been bitten? No, but Philip has. Oh, okay. That line. I'm coming to get you. I like how they just covered him up with like a blanket or something like that. I love this editing. It's so fucking good.
Yep.
They showed that in the outtakes as well when they hit him in the head. He actually hit him really hard in the side of the head. I'm a genius. That little slurping sound effect though. This line here, that line. Apparently that was improvised because he said Ed would be the type of person who he'd be quite childish with his insults. Like,
yeah, that's
the kind of thing like school kids say to each other. Like, I love her. It's like, all right, gay, because they don't realise what it means.
I
like the fact they refilmed like. Each time they show this, they've refilmed it to make it slightly different to adjust to his plan, which is a really nice touch. I like the fact that if you see on that bookshelf back there, not bookshelf, there's a shelf and there's DVDs on it. You can see a picture of Shaun when he's a kid.
Oh.
And I think they're actual. Someone pegged actual pictures. I love that. It's because that's the one that he fixed.
Yeah.
I wonder how you get footage news readers to do that. Would you just do it quickly while they're in the studio?
I guess so.
I love that quick change. All right, but are there any out there? Again, visual comedy. It's just that, but if you look slightly to the right, they're there. Reminds me of that. Do you remember that joke earlier from Monty Python and the Holy Grail when he's doing the run and he's like suddenly appears? I fucking love that. I think this isn't. That's a. And they said when they when they had to film throwing that, it took about 10 tries because he couldn't throw it so it would land up with his name.
Yeah.
He threw it once. Apparently, it hit that and fell in the toilet. So he had to reach in and get it.
Uh-oh.
I like how they put music posters up in the bathroom. I think this is a legitimately scary scene. Like that, I think that this is quite a legitimately scary scene.
Definitely more
horror fit. Yeah. He looks really angry as a zombie. Actually, that's a nice touch. The fact he looks angry and like Pete's always shown to be quite angry.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that he gets hit by the ball again. Does the zombie kick it at him? I love this, like... there are actually 4 commentaries on the DVD. There's one by Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright.
Yep.
There's one by Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and Dylan Moran?
I don't know.
And the 2 female actors who play Liz and Diane.
Okay.
That's a funny commentary because they talk about Dylan couldn't give a shit. He really doesn't care about being there. And they were just, there's one by Penelope Wilton, is it, who plays Shaun's mum?
Maybe.
and Bill Nye. That's fucking hilarious, that one. And there's one by all the extras who played zombies in it.
Oh.
Such a random commentary. Ow! They're all very entertaining commentaries, but my favourite is the Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg one, because it's both hilarious and it's pretty much informs you of all the creative decisions of why they made them. That's the celery breaking. They did that specifically for this film. That's another visual effect device. The song that's playing on the radio is by Ash. Ash have another song in the credits, Everybody's Happy Nowadays, which is a cover of a Buzzcock song. It also has backing vocals for Chris Martin, who is a friend of Simon Pegg's, and Chris Martin's also a zombie in this film, as is Johnny Buckland, both from Coldplay.
Ah.
Boom! I don't know where they are though. I've never been able to spot them. I think they're in the bit, you know, when they're standing outside the Winchester.
Probably.
You see that bit of Ed's hair where he's gone bald? Mm-hmm. Apparently Nick Frost did that intentionally because he just thought Ed would be the type of person who would do that for some reason. His mum is so sweet. I like that really long take, by the way, from the daughter there. I like hear the fact his mum... don't fight. I like the fact that his mum is one of them people who's like, do you want a cup of tea? No. Okay, I'll make you one anyway.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I don't want one, thanks.
Fine.
Like, was it Mrs. Doyle from Father Dead?
Yeah.
Actually, Bill Nye also appears in The World's End, you know, as the voice at in leader of the what are they called?
I can't remember.
I can't remember the. Don't just call them robots. He's you know, like when they go into the base, he's the one that they speak to. It's Bill Nye.
Okay.
He's also the character. He's like such a kid. Oh, what? Was such an old-fashioned. I like the sound effect of the kettle in the background building up.
Mm-hmm.
You got any other comments you want to make about it?
Don't know.
I'm too busy watching it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Because I'm happy to watch it, even though I only watched it last Thursday.
Okay.
It's just a bit weird.
Okay. Why don't you tell everyone about that occasion, who you were showing it to, and what they think of it?
Why?
I'm desperately running out of things to talk about. Also, it's been a while since I've seen anyone new watch it, so go ahead. You don't have to tell them if you made out during it. I don't care about that.
There isn't really a lot to say.
George,
she liked it. That's about
George,
it.
you're making it awkward.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Good talk.
I started watching it.
Yeah. I like this dramatic lighting cue. I like his face when they leave. Like how sulky he looks. I like the fact that Ed has got the hots for Shaun's mum for some reason. Oh, sorry, I'm fiddling about the mic stand.
Yep, because I can hear that. The audience are going to love that.
So would you say out of the 3 Cornetto films, I know we probably should talk about this at the end of World's End, but I feel it's okay to talk about it now. Out of the 3, would you say this is your favourite?
Probably. It's definitely strongest. Hot Fuzz can feel a bit long at times. Sometimes I think.
We'll talk about that more in depth when we actually do it, but I do agree.
And then The World's End's good, but it's not this.
It does. World's End definitely has some problems with it that I feel are there. But in some ways, World's End is the best out of the 3. You could argue.
Okay,
I'd say Gary King is the best character in all 3 of the films. Gary King is such a great character.
Characters, but
yeah. And
I don't know. And the fact that this brought in not new techniques, but was doing new things. By the 3rd film,
like what?
Well, not new techniques, but the whole editing and its own stylistic features, which were then carried on throughout the film.
I don't think it does anything new. I just think it does them in a way that's more enjoyable. Like the use of editing is not exactly new, but they're doing it to a genre that doesn't usually use it, like comedy, which in itself is new. The techniques aren't new, but where they've been applied are new. Is what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's just by the end of the 3 films, it's just been doing that, and from this is the first one. This is where it started doing that, so you sort of get used to it after a while.
I'd actually think World's End is the most effective at these techniques. Like the use of editing in the World's End is amazing at points, like the transitions.
Yeah, but by then they had the most experience and more money, so
that's why they're the best.
But
money has nothing to do with editing techniques.
Well, for the CGI and stuff.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the camera work.
Okay.
From that.
Okay.
See, this is what I was talking about earlier, where he climbs up the thing. No, I'd say as well, this is probably my favourite. In terms of laughs and the way it's written, I think this is the funniest.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people love Hot Fuzz the most, which I don't understand. I can understand slightly, but
I don't really like it. There's some great moments in there.
It's a good action film.
It can feel a bit long at times. It's just a main problem.
It's the 3rd act which I feel is really, really long. I find it uncomfortable to sit through that.
Yeah. How long is it again?
Hot Fuzz is about 2 hours long, about over half an hour more than this. I just feel like there are scenes that could have been trimmed down.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the World's End is like. What I think about the World's End is I think that the first half of it is flawless, but when the threat gets introduced, I'm kind of like, oh, this is kind of silly. Remember when we first saw it, I was enjoying it up to that point. I was kind of like, oh, this is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously there's the ending, but we can talk about that when we actually do it. But I know a lot of people don't like the ending.
Okay.
I think, we'll go more in depth, but I'll just say that I think it works thematically, but not as an actual thing that would work in a film.
Okay.
Okay, but that's something else. But it's not the first film that is the Cornetto trilogy is actually named after. Okay, I called it Sergio Leone's. I was an idiot. It's not by Sergio Leone's. I said that in the middle in Com's cast. It's based on the Three Colours trilogy, which was I think, don't quote me on this because I've been wrong before. That they're 3 films that are filmed entirely in one colour, and are called that.
Okay.
That's why they're called the Colours trilogy. But these are called it because the flavours of Cornetto, obviously.
Yeah.
But like for instance, in this film, it's red for strawberry, mint for original for Hot Fuzz, and mint for World's End.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of the 3 films, this is the one that features Cornetto the most. I love this joke.
It starts the most and it gets less as the films go on, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, the World's End, it hardly has it in it.
Isn't it just once at the end?
Yeah, just that one bit at the end. What's your favourite Cornetto out of the 3? Because I love me some strawberry. I'm actually craving some strawberry right now.
Don't know, I always go back to a mint, but...
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had mint Cornetto.
Well, it's delicious.
I don't know if that was. No, I think they only started calling it the Cornetto trilogy until after Hot Fuzz. Like they didn't go into it wanting it to be a trilogy. But I think the fact that they're trilogy is kind of like what you said. They all have stylistic features that they share. They all have gore in them, and blood, and they all have swearing and a certain style of humour. Like they do have dark humour in all of them. But I think that the only reason you can call them a trilogy is because they all use stylistic features, like you said.
Yeah, and it has the whole running Cornetto theme hidden underneath, but we're not.
Yeah, I'm saying that wasn't intentional until the pretty much Hot Fuzz.
But because of that, it ties them all together eventually.
Yeah. I really liked Phil. I really liked.
It's fine. Every
time I could say Phil, I just think of Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Uncle Phil. I just think of that. I mean, say I only called him Uncle Philip then. Jesus. I really liked Philip. I would like to see more of him. This is what I mean. This was talking about. He really did like Shaun, but they just didn't get along.
Yeah. Ooh, there we go. It's better.
I like how Ed is deliberately going for the zombies for some reason. So this is another thing we're talking about. Ed can be kind of a dick, like showing off and hitting zombies for no reason.
Well, he seems to enjoy it and gain sort of interest from it, the whole zombies thing, whereas Shaun's much more fearful.
Yeah,
especially at the start.
Yeah, I think even towards the end, like Ed seems to. I think you're supposed to put. Oh, this really scared the shit out of me when I first watched it. I think you're supposed to make a connection between the fact that he likes time splitters and video games, and like he's treating this like a video game.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make a connection between that, I guess. This is Ash as well. I wonder if he's doing it just to spite Shaun. Deliberately going against him sometimes. Like that. We're not helping him.
Yeah.
The thing is, the cricket bat and the spade that Shaun and Ed were using were featured really heavily in the promotional material, but Shaun loses his bat there. Like we're about halfway through now, aren't we?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just over. Something else I really like a second ago, where with the camera pans, the sound that goes with that. It's just sort of a really weird thing to do.
What the sound?
The sound effects is the camera.
Oh yeah,
camera pans. Yeah, that.
Yeah. It gives the impression that it's their point of view in a way, doesn't it?
It's just different. It's good.
I like the fact that the sound, the music actually syncs up with the actions on the camera as well, which again is a feature you see in all three films. No, you only see in this and World's End actually. You don't see it in Hot Fuzz. There you go. See, look, that surrounded by wound thing.
Yep.
I like that they just focused on the boots. Now, I like to call this section of the film Spot the British comedy actor. So we've got 1, 2, 3 there. We've got Simon Pegg, Dylan Moran, and Nick Frost, who are all in British comedies. Now, spot it now when we see was it Daisy's group?
Yeah.
So she's coming up in a second. There we go. So there is Martin Freeman, Fran.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
And Matt Lucas at the back. That's about it. I love the fact that it's just basically an entire role reversal.
Yeah,
it's pretty great. There's something really depressing about this. At the end, when you see Daisy again, it's implied that all of her group died.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's depressing. So this is quite nice as well because they know they're not going to see each other again. You kind of get that feeling.
Yeah.
This is a good shot as well. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do visual comedy. This is hilarious. Now, also, actually, no. This is another thing. That's features in all three of the films. This running gag of the fences. I love this one. Love it. I love the fake scene Nick Frost try not to laugh. I like the fact you would have had to do that 3 times so they could do it once with him actually doing it and just filming him falling over. The second time showing their reaction, the third time so he can get up. How does he get out? Does he slide the door over?
Yeah, probably.
So what I like is obviously Barbara's been bitten, but they kind of foreshadow it really well. I think I love that jump. That soundtrack, man. It's bouncing. I think no, I'm trying to remember. I know Hot Fuzz came out on Valentine's Day. I'm trying to remember when these World's End and this came out. I don't know when this came out, but World's End came out in July, I think.
No idea.
My movie ticket.
I haven't got it up there.
Okay.
I can't remember when it was now.
I love the fact that neither of them are helping him. There's actually an outtake when he does this. He swings the finger and he gets caught in the boom. Actually, I was talking earlier about the weapons that are featured on the promotional material. Shaun has the bat and Ed has the spade. Liz has a chain, which you only see later on. You know, like right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
See, like I was talking about foreshadowing. You see, like Barbara's putting tissues up her sleeve.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. Love the way he says that. No. Now this scene, try to see if you can spot Chris Martin. Do you know what he looks like?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Permanently ingrained in my mind. Yeah.
Good. I fucking love Coldplay. I do want to see if I can spot him because I've been trying to find it for years.
Spot the twat.
Oh! He's all right, prick.
Nah, that could be worse, I guess.
Or are we? No, we won't. Or you'll cut pretty much all your group end up dead, Shaun, so no. Apparently this scene's influenced by an actual drama teacher Edgar Wright used to have. This is such a novel idea. I've never ever seen this in another film. Pretend to be zombies by walking like them and doing facial expressions like them. My favourite's Ed, which is fucking amazing. So this is another bit of foreshadowing. I don't want to know it. I love that little argument they have. In the outtakes when they were doing it, he goes like he does like another one. He goes, oh hello. It's like, have you seen that?
No.
He does it. It's really great. And the thing I like is Ed's still on his phone. Look when they're walking about, just you see Ed still on his phone, which is a nice touch. There's the pizza zombie in the back.
Uh-huh.
I want to see if I can spot Chris Martin. As much as I dislike Coldplay. No. No, don't see any Coldplay here. Don't see any Coldplay here. No, there's the twins though. I'll explain them in a minute. There they are again for some reason. George, can you see Chris Martin?
Nope.
I just saw Johnny Buckland though from Coldplay. The way they run. Now, so the twins we just saw a second ago, they're quite easy to spot. They're actually the two characters from, Hot Fuzz when they're in the van.
Oh, yes.
There's those two guys.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
No.
Obviously not. I don't know if they're in Hot Fuzz. I don't know if they're in The World's End, sorry.
Don't know.
You got them two there with the beards.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, is that Chris Martin? Have you seen the things on the DVD? They've done the not deleted scenes. They're the explaining the plot holes.
I think so.
Where it shows in comic form stuff they don't explain, like how Shaun gets away from the zombies, what happens to Diane after she runs out of the pub.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but I've read about it.
I'll explain to you how it happens because I remember it when it comes up to the scenes that we need to do. I love that. No, I can't see any Chris Martin there.
Nope. Oh well.
No, I'm sure I've missed out.
The less to see of him, the better.
Why do you hate him so much?
I don't know, really.
It's just because the enemy have told you to. Because the enemy seem to love.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because they seem to love. I love the fact that he threw the bin out the window. It didn't touch the bottom half of it. The bottom half of the window just fucking disintegrated for some reason. It's obviously sugar glass, but still. I love this. And when they were filming this, actually on commentary, he says that was actually quite terrifying because all those people slowly walking towards him, and he goes when he says it's like oh bollocks, he does that, and he did it in a really scared voice when they were filming it, like he got actually scared and wouldn't do it. Okay, in the DVD extra, it explains that Shaun literally he pretty much explains it in a minute anyway, but it shows you it in a more kind of elaborated format. Basically, he runs, waits for them to catch up because they're too slow, so he'll run, wait for a bit. There's a really nice graphic of him doing his shoes up while he's waiting for them, and so he'll run, wait for a bit. Then he kept doing it, and then he gave them the slip, and then ended up back there.
Okay.
But one sees him, and they'll start following him again. How did Ed know the exact number of minutes? He's actually a fucking genius.
Yeah. Of course.
Now, what's your favourite bit? What's your favourite bit from this? Then, what's your favourite scene? Yeah, my ears are hurting from the headphones too. Mm-hmm. But a commentator's life is never done, George. We must endure pain for our audience, if they've even got it this far.
I wouldn't. Good to have faith in your own material.
Oh.
Right, what was the question?
What's your favourite scene from this film?
Favourite scene?
Yeah.
Ignore your mum?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Shut up. Just answer the question.
Oh. I don't know. One favourite scene. It's lots of little bits and pieces from everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's yours?
Honestly, I like this whole scene at the end because I just feel like it's not calm, but there's definitely it's not as intense as it has been. But then it all just descends into absolute fuckery. Saved by Nibbles. It's funny because that's what he actually does. I love that, the dodging old lady thing. Hello, Barbara. Hello. See what I was talking about earlier? This thing about the pork. What are they called? Hog lumps. Yeah, like he catches them. Pickle. In the outtakes, when she says that, she accidentally calls him Pig Puff Pickle for some reason. Have you seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Nope.
Good. That ends that conversation. No, that's another film that Edgar Wright directed. That's based on the comic book Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Okay.
It's all right. I don't really like it because I don't like Michael Cera who acts in it. I think he's not a very good actor, and I'm not really that much of a fan of the comic book either. But as a comic book film, it's really good. It's actually got Chris Evans in it, which is do you know what that is?
Maybe.
He's Captain America.
Yes.
It's got Chris Evans in it. It's got good few actors, but I'm not really that much of a fan of it.
Okay.
Okay, if it's on, I'll watch it, but I'd rather watch something like this. Do you know do you know what the ape they're talking about is? Clive.
Every Which Way But Loose, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a film that has Clint Eastwood in it.
That's the one.
It was really famous because I think that's one of the reasons why they referenced it, because the film, it was a comedy film that Clint Eastwood did. Basically, he was at the time, it was like I think it was an early 1970s comedy film, and at the time he was famous for doing films like Dirty Harry and Good, the Bad and the Ugly, all like manly action films.
Yeah.
So then he did a really weird, bad comedy film. It's pretty bad. I've seen it and it didn't make me laugh once.
Okay.
Just because Clint Eastwood's not a very comedic actor. He's just good at scowling. So David's just texting, yeah. How does he not notice that? I mean the door, not the... He notices the zombies, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, I remember when most of these channels were still on. Right, I remember Bravo. I like the fact that the lighting gets really grungy at this point. You know what I mean? Really dark and not very nice to look at. Not like I'm criticising it, but you know what I mean? It's like it's quite
low key goes
low
down.
key, yeah. Well, I knew it's low key lighting, but what I mean is I didn't mean to hit the mic stand there. What I mean is it's like it's quite compared to earlier, which had a lot of brightness to it against the ugliness of the violence. The lighting really seems to go with the violence in this bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'd say this is my favourite sequence in the film. This bit in a minute.
Okay.
You know the scene.
Yeah.
That actually that machine he's using there is the same machine from The World's End.
Alright.
You know, on the way. Actually, it's Dracula. One of our previous commentaries. Go watch it. It's funny. Whoo. Clearly, if you've watched that commentary, we'll get that joke.
Yeah, if you lasted that long.
Yep. I might leave a link in the description because that's going up on the Friday.
Oh, no, you've dated it.
No, I might leave a link in the description so it goes straight to that bit because that's one of my favourite bits we've ever done.
Oh, right, yeah.
I won't spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but it's a very funny moment. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Has it been slightly pitch shifted?
Yeah, it has.
I thought so. Yeah.
They have to do that in films because it has to.
No, I don't just noticed.
It has to match with the scene, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember they've added that in afterwards. There's not actually playing on the jukebox. George, get your film basics.
No, but even then, it doesn't necessarily change the pitch. But
yeah, because what they'll do is
you can raise the speed and lower the pitch.
What? Let me finish. Well, to raise the pitch, you have to raise the speed to get it to play at a different.
Yeah, but you can make his thing faster, and then you bring the pitch down afterwards.
Shut up.
I know what I'm doing.
Shut
don't
up.
worry.
Apparently, this scene took weeks to rehearse because they had to obviously choreograph it in a way which they all you can hear them still hitting in the background.
Yeah.
This is something he does a lot in all his films. Actually, I don't remember a specific moment from Hot Fuzz. But I remember there's that bit in Hot Fuzz, you know, when they walk into the bar. I wonder if they're doing it. I just liked the idea that the characters are doing it intentionally with the music because they like the song. There's actually 2 Queen songs to this soundtrack. There's this one, and there's "You're My Best Friend."
Yeah.
Which has in the credits, which is it's our song.
Of course.
It's our song.
Okay.
I wonder why the Queen song was chosen, just because it's a good British band. Or is it because Freddie Mercury's actually a zombie? At least now, anyway. So, oh shit! Oh, this bit in a minute is. I remember saying this like, oh. Have you ever got a dart in any part of your body?
No.
I've got one in my hand once. Holy shit, it hurts. It went right, not in my webs, but
No. Yeah.
right fucking there. It hurts so bad. You have no idea. It wasn't like it was it kind of like it was when actually ironically when we went to Swan once. Ethan threw a dart at the board and it bounced off and hit me right in the hand. David's little spasm there when he used the bullet gun. Oh yeah, there's another visual effects moment when he pulls the dart out like that. Okay. That's a bit more noticeable though, that I can actually see that that's fake. See, I like the fact that I'm there now using the same editing style, but it's something for a bit more exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I believe that was Guinness Light. God, I hate Guinness. Why did I say it was Guinness Light when I knew he was going to tell me what it was afterwards? Yeah, this joke coming up in a minute. That's the joke I'm talking about. That was in the trailer. The fact she says that again. Oh, hello. I wonder. I thought she was actually. I've just had a thought. I know she's saying that because she's a sweet old woman, but is she saying that to throw off suspicion? Do you think? Because she's looking at a thing and he goes, "Oh, hello," like that. Because she's doing it earlier as well, isn't she? Oh, Penelope Wilton, don't die! Remember, she's in Doctor Who as well. The episode. I'm not trying to remember what. Harriet Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's her. It's kind of blown your mind a bit, isn't it? She's a really nice. She's a really nice.
Someone else.
She's a really good actor, actually. I think this is actually a really nice action sequence, even if it's really simple.
Uh-huh.
See that shot there he just did? That is called a trombone shot, and do you know how you do that? Where it looks really weird. Do you know how you do that? You zoom in while... So hang on. Yeah, you zoom in while walking backwards. It's a shot from Jaws, you know, where he sees the shark and does that as a trombone shot.
Okay.
It's also the scene from Vertigo. It's called the Vertigo effect, actually, where it's to give the illusion of disorientation.
Yeah.
So that's why he does it when he cocks the gun for adrenaline. He also does it in a film called Lahane, which I had to look at for Film A too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good effect because it's really simple as well. Alfred Hitchcock first used it in Vertigo. That's why it's called the Vertigo effect sometimes. Okay. But I call it the trombone shot because that's what it's simulating the effect of a trombone. You know, where you pull a trombone at the same time as you blow it. As you do with penises. See, look, I was quite intelligent for a second, then I lowered the tone again.
We've actually had a fairly high tone for the whole of this thing, actually, haven't we?
Well, we haven't talked about dicks. I just did then. And then.
Surprising. Let's make a few penis gags at the end of it, right? Wow, that sounds a bit... No. Okay.
So what you're saying is there's going to be a few penises at the end of this commentary. Okay, so let's stop talking about penises.
Yeah, we've really got to stop talking... Yeah.
Look, Barbara's dying, George, and you're talking about penises.
No, you are.
You're the one who's making mentioning penis. No, this bit is quite tear-jerky, actually. His performance in this... Oh, no. That fucking spasm. When, in the commentary, they said when she did that, because they weren't expecting her to do it. Because he had a word with Edgar, right, and she went, what if I do that? Because he went, can you do that? Because... to give the illusion of like a virus has just taken hold of you.
Yeah.
And Simon Pegg wasn't expecting. That's why his voice breaks, because he was getting into the moment. He wasn't expecting it. Mm-hmm. So, like, again, I love that kind of dedication to it. It's just a zombie thing, but they put that extra little mile in to make it more realistic. I love this. This is like Ed's redeeming moment. I was kind of expecting Ed to go first, weren't you, with the way he looks at him. There's a great outtake when he hands the bottle over to Diane, because it's made of sugar glass, it breaks in her hand. His acting in this scene is so good, Simon Peggs.
Mm-hmm.
I know Dylan Moran's not really an actor per se. Like Bernard Black, he's just playing himself pretty much. But I love the fact that he's a pretty good actor in this. He managed to get across his twatness pretty well.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, I don't think I'm going to get enough time at the end, but I'll explain to you one of the other plot hole things that were explained. How Ed gets out of the cellar. Shaun gives him the gun, obviously, and he gets 2 headshots and 2 zombies, showing that because the time splitters, he's really good at it.
Yeah.
And which makes it more tragic when you realise you should have given Ed the gun in the first place.
Yeah.
He says he shoots one of them, who turns out to be a really big fat fuck, and he pulls the body over him and hides underneath the staircase.
Okay.
And eventually he runs out of blood and passes out and dies. And he waits there until the military clearing out, but because he's hiding behind the body, they don't find him. And Shaun comes out there a few weeks later and finds him and then brings him back to his house.
Okay.
Do you feel better for knowing that?
Yeah.
There's actually there's an interesting thing they did in a minute when when David gets taken out the window.
Yep.
Because I'll talk about this now because I think I want to bring up then. Also, I'll save that because there's an interesting tidbit here. I like how when she looks at Shaun, she looks quite peaceful, but if you notice, as soon as David said something, she snaps, because David has been picking on her constantly, picking on Shaun constantly, and she doesn't like it. Yeah, look, you see what I mean? When he says, fire, like that. I think she looks really sad like that. That's not a visual effect there. I like how the beginner said, not many, we've seen about 7 so far. This is so satisfying, this bit. Don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
See, I like how he takes his glasses off because he's ready for it. Okay, then he puts it back on. This is dark as well, look. Who's actually going to fire then?
Yeah.
Okay, this scene right here, there's 2 versions of the scene. There's this scene here there's this scene here that's actually in the film where he doesn't actually get to say sorry to Shaun. But there's the one that's on the DVD where he does say sorry to Shaun and apologises for everything he's done to him. And it's like, I think it's more powerful that he didn't get to say sorry. Yeah. You don't know whether he's going to or not.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can you notice on the sign there, it said, would patrons please please leave quietly. That's supposed to be ironic because they're screaming constantly when he leaves. So I love the fact that he gets stopped there.
Yeah.
But in the other take, he says it, and then just as soon as he's about to kind of explain why he says it, they kind of just attack him. Also, I love this use of makeup here. Like they don't pull away from it. Basically, to do this effect, what they would have done is Dylan's body would have been underneath it's basically like a little plastic bag made of sausages.
Yeah.
And the stuff they're eating is like meat. It's a really nice, cheap, practical effect to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just get a. I don't know what the limbs are though. I don't know if they're just made of wood or something like that. I like that how gruesome is that. You see his head pulled off and everything. Okay, this is not. Excuse me, I'm saying a lot now. There's a lot. This is actually another plot hole here. What happens to Diane? What happens to her? She leaves. Oh dear. Basically, she goes out there, climbs up a tree, and stays up there for a couple of weeks, eating off of David's leg to survive. And she climbs down and then gets found by the military, and she stays in Christmas card contact with Shaun and Liz. That's it. I love this music when you see Pete, like this really over the top horror soundtrack. Look at this bit. This. I have no idea why it does it, but it's funny. No, not Ed. You know what I mean? Like, this ending is for a comedy film. It's dark, but it's still funny.
Yeah, yeah.
There's still a lot of funny stuff happening. That's an awesome shot. Both for camera work and for the gun. I don't know how Ed gets away with as the little bites he does get when he's completely surrounded like that. I love this that Ed just makes it over the bar. Oh. I like the fact he had to pull it off the zombie. No, that's really clear. See, that was sugar glass he just hit on the thing there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of my favourite visual gags in this film. That. Why didn't they just go there in the first place?
Why?
I love this. Give us a fucking break. Actually, that's one of the things I do like about this ending. It managed to mix a tone of being really somber, but also being incredibly funny.
Yeah, good mix.
Like, all of their friends are dead. Shaun's mum's dead, but they still get us some really funny lines. Like Ed does. I actually think the DVD for this is actually one of my favourites because it has so many extras.
Yeah,
like even
loads.
The deleted scenes that they just added some deleted scenes where like he talks to Daisy and stuff like that. It's not Daisy. It's not a name in this. That's now getting them a catch in space. He talks to his friend.
Yeah.
There's a few more scenes like that, and one that shows that Shaun used to be a DJ, stuff like that. Like it just builds his character more.
I think there's even more in the Blu-ray.
Is there?
I know that there's so many on the Blu-ray. I've got them up there, but I can't be asked to get them now.
So I'd recommend getting the Blu-ray then, because the outtakes are so just worth it alone.
Yeah. There's so many.
There's even a great one where Pete and Shaun are talking to each other, and they start they're doing impressions of John and Paul from the Beatles. Go like, Pete, I mean Paul. I told Ringo he needs to start writing some songs because they're doing all the work. Pete, I mean Paul. It's so good. That's one of my favourite jokes in the entire film coming out, even if it's horribly depressing. And it was, actually, I would like to be shot. Yeah. I mean, like, even this conversation I have now about shooting each other, while incredibly dark, is quite funny. Fucking hell. Do you want to start doing final thoughts then? We're pretty much at the end of this film.
Give it a second.
Okay. You make a compelling argument, Shaun. I've had a fact since yesterday. I like the fact that he's wrapped that bandana around his head, by the way. It makes him look like an action hero. Sneaky monkey, Ray Winston. They're actually in the London fucking pub. I think this is actually near Finsbury Park. You know, near where we saw him Green Day.
Yeah. Oh.
It's near there. Which would be quite cool if it was, wouldn't it? No. No, Ed. I still say the scene where Shaun's mum dies is a lot sadder, but this is pretty. It still cuts pretty close. For being a prick. Don't waste energy on farting, Ed. Just make it. Okay, let's do final thoughts. I'm pretty much out of things to say. We're near the end. Now, out of all the zombie films I've watched a lot more since this. I've watched Dawn of the Dead, the original. Watched Night of the Living Dead. I've watched the remake of Dawn of the Dead. I've watched Land of the Dead, 28 Days. Actually, Land of the Dead, something interesting, because George A. Romero loved this film so much, and he referenced his films a lot. Like the Barbara line is a reference to Night of the Living Dead, which is done by Romero. The music that's played when the game show later when they show the zombies trying to get the meat at the end of the thing. The music in that is from Dawn of the Dead. So like he loved the film so much he cast Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg in his film Land of the Dead as zombies, and he said we can make you main characters. And they went, no, can we just be zombies? So you can actually see them in the far in kind of some background shot where they're actually in it. So it's just a really nice touch. Yeah. I love this film. It's commentary even quite awkward at points because we've just been watching it really because I enjoy watching it that much.
Yeah.
But overall, I've enjoyed this commentary and hope you have too. Like this is easily one of my favourite comedy films of all time. I think people can learn a lot from it and how to film commentary, how to film comedy, and how to film a good narrative and characters. I think you can learn a lot from this.
Yep.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10 because there's nothing really I could do to improve it.
No, actually. Can't really think of any problems, really.
There's no any problems you could have in nitpicks, like the plot holes, but they're fixed on the DVD extras.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The stuff was just cut for...
It would just be filling in extra time, which you don't need. It's really good length.
They've literally just cut them for time.
It doesn't feel long at all. It feels perfectly timed, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that scene, like this kind of implies that. Like, yeah, she's the only one of her group left. Okay, so go on. What do you think of it overall?
Oh, good.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I really love this. Like I said earlier, it's just a film that I'd definitely show anyone. And
like you people watching now. I love this.
No, it's a lot of great sort of stylistic features in this, which that I'd like to try and use and stuff. It's just different. They're good. It's
just a perfect film, isn't it? There's nothing I could do to make it better. There's nothing you could do, and I just think
in a lot of films, I'd think of things or ways that I would have done it, or other ways that I can't really think.
You arrogant prick.
I do it a lot with lighting and stuff. It's just how
arrogant prick.
But everyone has their own opinion on how something should look.
Chris Martin and Johnny Buckland. Pricks. Okay, so Karen.
I don't know. Is it just me?
No. It is.
I'm not saying every film, but occasionally they'll see a shot. It's like, oh, I wouldn't do it like that.
Yeah, well, I felt that, but there's that music there. That's how I felt about the entire Godzilla. But see, I like the fact that all of these shows you're seeing here, all ones you see earlier, when he's clicking through the channels, you can actually watch all of these on the DVD.
Oh,
like the entire segment.
Yeah.
Actually, a really nice touch here. Not just this. Look, when he walks into them, I'll point it out, and just in case you don't see it, George. But it's really, really nice. It's cut. See, they've made a shrine to Philip, Diane.
Okay.
Which is a bit of continuity here because they know Diane's alive. You can see why it was probably cut there because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But that's a really nice thing you probably don't notice in the background there. No. Did you ever see that?
Nope.
So we're pretty much at the end of the Shaun the Dead thing. All I'm going to say is that we'll try and write some actual notes for the next one, so there's not a lot of awkward spaces.
Well, it's going to be a bit longer as well.
Yeah, for Hot Fuzz. I'd recommend this for anyone really. Well, people who like horror films and can appreciate the homages and references and the things they're making fun of.
Mm-hmm.
But this is pretty much the end of Shaun the Dead. So we'll leave you here with the song that is mine and George's song. Damn it.
Well, they're not going to hear it.
Shut up. Shut up.
Just 3 minutes of silence.
We should play Time Splitters after this. Okay, so that's the end of Shaun of the Dead. We'll see you later for Hot Fuzz.